Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. But what's up, gamers? You know what? You PlayStation fans are entitled. Well, guess what? You can't have it all the time. We're talking Starfield here. Listen to this. It says, petition to make Starfield a PlayStation 5 exclusive start by desperate gamers fails spectacularly. Says here, there are few things more disappointing than finding out that a game you really want to play isn't going to be released on any platform you own. Worse still is when the game in question is an exclusive, which literally has no chance of ever making its way to different consoles, and you simply have to watch all the incredible trailers and get revealed, knowing that you won't be able to join in on the fun. Hey, remember Final Fantasy VII remake? Remember when Sony made Spider-Man exclusive? Well, Starfield from over at Xbox is the payback. Listen to this. It says here, there's no doubt that plenty of people are feeling this right now with Starfield. Bethesda massive space exploration RPG is releasing exclusively on Xbox Series X and S and PC in September, meaning that those on other consoles will have to miss out. Obviously, this is no different to the likes of Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and God of War Ragnarok, releasing solely on the Switch and PS4 and PS5, respectively. But that's not stopped some gamers from launching a last-minute petition in an attempt to get Starfield on Sony's console exclusively. You PlayStation fans are entitled. But anyway, says here, let me keep going here. Keep going here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Microsoft responded big time. Okay, now let's keep going here. We're almost done here. Whoops. Oh, almost done here. Whoops. But yeah, Starfield is a big game, and it's Microsoft's turn, you know. Yeah, you can't have it all the time, Sony. It's Microsoft's turn. And let me keep going here. It says here, as reported by DualShocker, the petition was started by Change.org last week and has so far managed to gain 872 signatures. The creator stated that Xbox and its 12 dedicated players do not do. Oh my God! Let me get it there. let me catch this. Okay. It says Xbox and its 12 dedicated players do not deserve Starfield or any exclusivity, and added, unless you want to see Starfield failed and be the buggiest, worst mess possible, you need to have it on PlayStation. Obviously, even if this petition ended up with thousands of signatures, there's absolutely no chance that Bethesda would drop all its plans to bring the game to Xbox in favor of it being on PlayStation 5. It's far too deep into development for that. It's also worth noting that although a number of signatures have been added to seriously support the cause, the majority of supporters appear to have signed simply to make fun of the situation, as indicated by the comments found in the reason for signing the section. Alright, and anything else? That is that. So I'm gonna leave the article on in the description box. Look, you can't have it all the time, PlayStation fans. You know, the video game industry does not evolve around you, so to speak, and you don't have the best exclusives. You know, I mean, look, when you guys made Final Fantasy VII remake, when Sony made Final Fantasy VII remake, Sony and Square, and they made it for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 and 5 only, and no other console maker can get it, you know that you all knew that there was a payback coming. Microsoft was going to respond. Then when you guys got Spider-Man, Spider-Man used to be on multiple platforms, but then we got to find out that Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, and they took Spider-Man and made it exclusively on PlayStation only. So think of how the Xbox fans felt when Final Fantasy VII Remake and Spider-Man didn't make it. They were hurt, but Phil Spencer was like, "Don't worry, Xbox fans, we got this. We got this. We're gonna respond to this." And the way they responded was this: if you go back and look at the launch of the PlayStation 5, go back and look at the launch of it, and then you go back and look at the week, the same week when This Week on Xbox came out. It was the longest This Week on Xbox I have ever seen, and that was Phil Spencer responding to Sony like, "You guys are," when the PlayStation 5 was being released on the Thursday, that following Friday, it's like Phil Spencer was saying like, "You guys are not saying anything. It's like we got games over here. You are not saying anything," and that's the vibe I got from it. It was the longest This Week on Xbox I have ever seen on the This Week on Xbox show. So that lets you know that Microsoft, Phil Spencer was serious about his gaming, and that was a chess move too. So once Microsoft got ZeniMax Bethesda, it took them 3 years to talk them into a Game Pass, and when they're trying to get Game Pass off the ground, it took them 3 years to do it, to convince Bethesda to join Microsoft. It took them 3 years, and once the deal happened, you knew that big changes were coming, were in the works when it comes to Xbox. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sony was doing their thing, but Microsoft, on the other hand, they were making moves, and you could see if you had an Xbox One, you could see the changes within the infrastructure of our Xbox game ecosystem. You could see it in the way that system was getting updates and the way it was getting games. Changes were coming. Once they announced Starfield, when they made that first announcement about Starfield, you knew that was going to hurt the PlayStation fan base big, because Sony fans were used to getting Bethesda games like Skyrim, Oblivion, and what's that? I think Elder Scrolls Online. But once Microsoft purchased ZeniMax Bethesda, you knew the PlayStation fan was going to miss out on a big game that Bethesda was making, and this is Starfield. And look, I've seen people talk about they were reviewing Starfield, but they never played it, and they were like trying to look at the game and say, trying to judge it right then, and trying to tear the game down, but the game wasn't. We didn't get a full in-depth trailer of it. We just got like a little 5 minutes or so. But that last one, oh yeah, it had meat. It had meat on it. So yeah, meat, bone, juice, however you want to call it. And they went pretty in depth with it. So yeah, it's Xbox turn right now. So yeah, Starfield is gonna really it's really gonna hurt the PlayStation fans. They can't play. They can't play. And then when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6 too, whenever that game decides to show its face on the gaming market, that's gonna be something too. But right now, Starfield, oh yeah. PlayStation fans have been always talking about they got the best exclusive all the time, and then they rub it into Xbox fans face, or they say, "Oh, Xbox has no games and blah," you know. But not this time. This game is gonna hurt. Oh yeah, Starfield is gonna hurt, man. It's big. It's a big game, and yeah, September the 6th. Yeah, I mean, Sony, you guys can enjoy your Spider-Mans and your Final Fantasy, man. But you ain't got Starfield, and that game is gonna be big. Yeah. A lot of Xbox player, a lot of players, people are gonna play it because Microsoft was bringing their games to, like, okay, based on the 10-year contracts they gave up to Anywhere, Ubisoft, Boosteroid, Nvidia GeForce. Now they'll be able to play it. Apple users on the cloud will be able to play Starfield. So is Windows users, aka Xbox users. Then there's the Linux gaming community. They'll be able to play it because you can get Game Pass on the Steam Deck. So Steam Deck, the Asus ROG, the One X, GPD, they're going to be able to play it. So the game is going to be big, man. And the only players that won't be able to play it is PlayStation. But this goes back now to what you guys did, especially the Final Fantasy VII situation. I understand it, but when that game never came to Xbox, it's like Phil Spencer was like, okay, we're gonna respond to this, and they did with Starfield. So yeah, so Starfield responds to Spider-Man, and it responds to Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, the game is going to be good, man. I mean, I see people complaining about, oh, it's 30 frames per second, but when games were 60, I remember when games were 60 frames per second, you guys weren't complaining then, but all of a sudden now, games that are 60 you want games to be 60 frames per second. 30 frames per second. 30 frames per second is going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. So, this game is going to be it's going to be big. To me, Starfield is like 3 games I could think of. It's like Anthem meets Destiny meets Xenoblade Chronicle X. That's what it reminds me of. Because if you played Xenoblade Chronicle X on the Wii U, and you see how big that game was, and how big the map was, and how you run around, and how you were going through like those cities, and when you go up in those areas where they make the robots and stuff like that, Anthem kind of reminds me of it. But then you add that little Destiny feel and Anthem feel to it, where you get to roam all over the place, and you're jumping, and and you could add, say, Battlefront with the jetpack, because in Anthem, okay, you can fly, right? You can fly, right? Destiny, you can run and then use vehicles and stuff, and you can jump. Battlefront now, it's like, okay, so in Battlefront, if you play the multiplayer, you have the jetpack. So yeah, Starfield remind me of those four games. So yeah, but other than it's like, to me, Starfield is like Battlefield, no, not Battlefield, Battlefront, Xenoblade Chronicle X, Anthem, and Destiny. All 4 games combined with a whole lot of extra to it. So yeah, when you got 1,000 planets to explore, oh yeah, that says a lot to let you know how big that game is. So a lot of developers that make space shooting games, games that are based on space, they're looking forward to this game. So yeah, so when I told you that there were 2 Xbox Series X on Amazon in the warehouse, it was from the Amazon warehouse, sold by Amazon, and they were for $202. And when I tell you that they were gone within a couple hours, yeah, they were gone. So yeah, Starfield, oh yeah, it's gonna be a big game, man. So yeah, a lot of people are looking forward to it, man. But PlayStation fans, just remember, you guys like to brag about, oh, we have the best games and best exclusives. Not this go around, okay? And to me, Starfield is gonna be game of the year. It's game of the year, in my opinion. It's not gonna be Tears of the Kingdom. The reason why I give Tears of the Kingdom a 5 out of 10 is the simple fact that it's not on the Wii U, and you don't have the same you don't have the same amount of playing options like you did on the Wii U, and you don't get to utilize the game with that dual screen. That's why I'm giving Tears of the Kingdom a 5 out of 10. Game of the year, it's going to be Starfield. It won't be Spider-Man 2. It's Starfield. So yeah, a lot of shooters, a lot of developers that make space shooters. They're gonna play the game, but they're gonna use the game as like to give them confidence, motivation, energy, to help them keep going in the world of video games, so they can continue to make their space shooters. But yeah, and it's gonna help them a lot, you know, and it's gonna help them like okay to bring like new ideas to the table too. So yeah, and yeah, they're gonna have some fun with it. But this game is gonna be big, man. Game of the year, in my opinion. You know, it's Microsoft's turn. You know they've been getting bashed on a lot. You know, ever since the Red Ring of Death, ever since the launch of the Xbox One. Yeah, they've been getting bashed on a lot. But this year it's their turn. So yeah, the game is gonna be pretty good, man. And well, today is what, June the 19th. So today that's 10 days plus another. What's that? Today's the 19th, so that's 10 days plus another 6. That's 16. So 16 plus July and August got 31 days. So that's 62. So 16 plus 62. That's about another 70, another 78 days, and Starfield will be here. Oh yeah, this game's gonna be big, man. Big game. Yeah. Yeah, it's Microsoft's turn, man, and this game is gonna take video games to another level. You know. Yeah. It's gonna show why open world games are the best right now, and developers are gonna get real it's gonna help developers to get real creative with their open world games now. That's what Starfield is gonna do. It's gonna help developers a lot. So yeah, a lot of people are gonna be liking it. Some people might be playing it on the cloud. Some people on the Apple device, Windows, desktop, Linux desktop, Steam Deck. Some people are gonna be playing on the Xbox Series X and S. Yeah. So yeah. This game is gonna help video game grow, you know, and it's gonna help give developers ideas like, okay, we see where we can take these ideas from Starfield and take video games to the next step. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big game, man. But PlayStation fans, you're gonna have to get an Xbox or a PC to play this, or you're gonna have to get the Steam Deck to play it on, or one of those portable PCs that are powerful to run it. So yeah, but other than that, the game is pretty good, man. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing.